The number one challenge plaguing all highly productive professionals across all positions, across all industries. No matter how long you've been in the business, this comes and creeps up on you when you least expect it. It's the topic of today's Career XP Talks, burnout. Let's get into it. What's going on, y'all? Nate, the Gaming Advisor. If you don't know me, I'm a certified college and career advisor with over a decade of experience in higher education, admissions, advising, and career services. Today, we're going to be introducing our brand new interview series called Career XP Talks, where we're going to be highlighting the career experience of gamers, streamers, content creators, highlighting those transferable skills in relation to the wide world of the workforce. Now, we talk about college and career success strategies on the regular here, on top of gaming and esports topics. So if that's something that interests you, make sure to hit that like and subscribe. Also, make sure to check me out on twitch.tv/thegamingadvisor or on thegamingadvisor.wordpress.com for a lot more content like this. Last thing before we get started, this video is inspired by the Respawn Recruits Challenge, where we are in week 3 out of 10 and in the top 220, y'all. This week's challenge is to collaborate with your fellow recruits. And doing so, I reached out through our collab Discord, and I've had 4 awesome volunteers come and talk about a lot of different topics. One of the common themes that came across, which I thought was very important and related to my last video, make sure you're checking it out right here or link down below. But they all wanted to answer the question of how do you maintain that work-life balance and avoid burnout? Let's hear what they have to say.
Yeah, that's the main reason why I picked this topic, is because like on top of working, I do also stream.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Honestly, it's all about just like, for me personally, I'm very much like a planner. So for me, it's all about just scheduling my time. Like, I get up at 5 a.m. every single day. I'm at work every day that I go to work. I work until like, well, if there's like, what's the word? Mandatory overtime.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
I can get off of work anywhere from like 2:30 to 4:30, depending on if there's mandatory overtime. If I do get off at 2:30, then usually that's my time between like 3 to 5. Where I'll either like get stuff done around the house or I'll do some editing, and then I'll start stream at 5, go until 9, and then like go to bed at 10. And that's just on the days that I stream, because I don't stream every day.
Wow. Well, when do you find time to like eat and stuff? No.
So I usually eat dinner like before I go live.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes I'll eat while I'm.
No, I've been there definitely.
And then I eat breakfast and lunch at work. So.
No, yeah, that's my hardest part. Is always I'll be like, oh crack, I forgot to eat.
Yeah, so my first break at work is like 8 o'clock. Like that's usually when I eat breakfast anyway, so it just kind of works out with the timing. But then on the days that I'm not streaming, those are the days where I like spend time with friends and family. So I'm really like balancing that time, I feel like pretty well, because I stream 3 to 4 days a week.
Yeah.
The other days I'm with friends and family.
That's good, because so ultimately scheduling and then making time rather than just kind of finding time.
Yeah.
Good deal.
Well, right now I'm really thankful that I have like a bit of a set schedule at my job, so it definitely helps. For
Nice.
A while I didn't, so like, the days that I streamed were different every week, but now with my schedule I'm able to set 2 days per week for streaming, and with how long that I've been doing it, I felt that that's a comfortable amount to where I don't get burnt out, because that is the one thing that I want to prevent. I don't want to get burnt out on streaming or content creation in general, because it did happen back in like 2019, I think it was. But yeah, there was a brief period where I think I literally took like 2 months off because I was just completely burnt out. I couldn't do it. And just in order to prevent that from happening, I learned to pace myself. I would notice that like I would keep the streams like relatively short, maybe to around like 2 to 3 hours ish, just because like I would notice myself kind of my mental energy is kind of like slowly going down. I'm like, all right, so 3 hours is when I'm still like energetic, but not like, if I were to continue, I would just be dead within the next 30 minutes. So it's just kind of a lot of trial and error, really, is the best way that I can describe it. Is just like finding the spot where I'm like, all right, this is a good stopping point. And like sometimes those days, like my energy levels can fluctuate, you know, and so sometimes it'd be like, all right, I feel fine to go for another 2 hours, and it would suddenly be a 5-hour stream. But usually I just made sure I was keeping track of where my head was. I'm like, all right, do I want to end it here? Let's end it here, which is good because of my ADHD. My ADHD really messes with my sense of time. So I'll be able to get my shift in at work, make that money, you know, and then I'll take like an hour to an hour and a half of just relaxation time. And then, you know, set up the OBS, get the lighting all set up and be like, do I have the energy? Yes. And then I'll hit stream, and then I'll, you know, be live for a few hours. And I know that I can be live for later if I have the energy, because I can just sleep until like noon on Thursday.
I appreciate you mentioning that, because I know sometimes it can be hard for guys to talk about mental health awareness and stuff like that. And so I appreciate you feeling comfortable.
I mean, I've had it like my whole life. Obviously, you know, I've kind of knew from a young age what it was. So it's usually that kind of stuff I have no real issue talking about, because it's good to talk about it.
No, definitely. Because at the end of the day, you just never know how many other people are just like, dang, I was feeling the exact same way.
Right.
How I did it was I alternated it. It's like, okay, say like Monday through Wednesday or Sunday through Wednesday, I work my first job in the mornings, and then I work my next job at night. That's when it's like maybe slow, or however you know how it is. But then say like during the weekend when it's busy, maybe I work my second job in the morning, but then work my night job at night. My second job at night, especially if you can switch. One thing that really helped me was just even if you have to step back and like maybe like not stream as much. Big thing that was when I first started was I was streaming almost every day. You do not need to stream every single fucking day.
Right.
and I've noticed this because my numbers are always good. I have it on Tuesday and I have one on Friday, and it helps me not only mentally, but organized wise. Please use the scheduler on Twitch.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that reminds me. I got to go update mine.
Please use the scheduler on Twitch. You know what the funny part is? If you're on Google, if you have a Google phone, or maybe it happens on Apple. If you use Google Chrome, you can when you connect your account and stuff on Google Chrome, it will actually sync to your schedule.
Wow.
You can do that. That's
good deal.
Hello.
Right. No, it's just the little things sometimes.
It's like it's not just for your sake, for the streamer's sake, but it's also for the viewer. Always communicate with your audience.
Big time.
Regardless if it's on Twitter or I'm not saying the other one. You have all these communication tools to connect with your audience, and sometimes you have those viewers that will understand. It's like, yeah, it's your job, do that.
Yeah.
Sometimes people like, and that's a good way to weed out people out of your audience and out of your community.
Yeah.
Is like, you see those people that get pissed off. Oh, why aren't you not streaming? Why aren't you not streaming on this day? Because I gotta work.
Oh yeah, and that's been something I've been trying to learn about myself as well. I feel like work and streaming, I handle so differently. With work, I get in kind of a groove of, I know what I have to do. Only like sometimes little things come up that I'm not sure what to do, but then they're easily fixable. I get used to it and more comfortable. There's not as many hurdles. I get told what I need to do and I get it done, kind of thing. And when it's really stressful, I vent to my friend or I vent to my boss, and like we get through it. We're all in the same thing. It's not just one person suffering, kind of thing. So I feel very lucky in that aspect. But with content creation, you're your own boss. I struggle with holding myself accountable sometimes with certain things and trying to find that balance of, if I'm not feeling it, I need to let myself have a break sometimes. Like, it's okay. I would want a friend of mine, if they weren't feeling well, I don't want them to do it if they're not going to be in it, Right. And it, like, as long as I try it, like, it's another day tomorrow. Like, as long as I keep trying and not just give up because, I missed a day. Because I have fibromyalgia, and so I deal with chronic pain on top of like mental health stuff, but it does affect my mental health. Yeah. I can be in pain sometimes, and so I use medicinal cannabis to help with that pain. That's like one of the main things if I'm hurting really bad. But it's really hard to stream sometimes. And so trying to balance the making sure I don't have a flare up from pushing myself too hard, while also being like, hey, I commit to this. I love doing this. I want to make sure that I am doing what I said I would do for myself. And so I'm really learning to hold myself accountable and find that balance of let myself rest, but also still get things done.
Yeah.
And not worry too much about it either, because I used to just stress so much if I missed a stream and I would feel so guilty. And it's like, it's not that big of a deal. I just try and put myself in the shoes of the viewer and be like, if it was my friend or a streamer I really liked and they post on Twitter and like, I'm so sorry guys, I just don't feel well, or I'm sorry something came up. I'm like, dude, no worries. Like, no problem.
Right, no,
like,
exactly.
We all have tough days, and so we should be allowed to, like any job, like have sick days and
Exactly.
like take care of ourselves so that then we can produce the best content. If we're burnt out all the time, I don't think the content's gonna be there. You know.
So there you have it. 4 awesome creators with very unique perspectives on how you can avoid burnout. Now, these are just snippets of larger interviews, and each of the creators are going to get their own interviews, and there's even some creators that we've interviewed that aren't even on this snippet yet. So make sure that you are liking, subscribing, following me along on all those other socials, because once those videos are ready, I'm going to be blasting them out all over the place. Until then, stay productive, gamers.